Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Malia and today I'm going to be doing my passport/ID makeup. Y'all, I kind of have a tragic story. I was coming back from the airport after a trip and someone stole my wallet, which had my passport, my driver's license, and all of my credit cards. So I had to freeze everything. I don't know if it was in the airport or if it was in the Uber and it fell out of my bag and then someone snatched it in the Uber. Who knows? It's gone, it's done with. Long story short, I had to go to the DMV, get my real ID before I could get my passport because I need a valid photo ID to bring to the passport agency so they can make my expedited passport. I was back and forth to the DMV so many times. I had a cruise coming up in like a month. So I had to get my real ID and that takes about 2 weeks. I was so worried that I wasn't able to go on the trip. And obviously the trip's passed, I was able to go on and everything and I expedited my passport. Everything worked out. Photos were bomb. If you're gonna get your passport photo, go to Staples. They have a passport section. They have this like white backlit wall. They also use a really nice, good quality camera, but my pictures turned out like so good. Let me show you guys. The picture eats, okay? Like, do we see her? But I got everything figured out. It was a nightmare going back and forth to the DMV, all those things. Getting your passport expedited is very expensive. It was almost like $1,000 for me to expedite it within like a week. So don't lose your passport and hold on to your wallet when you're traveling. This is my picture perfect passport/ID makeup. So keep watching if you guys want to achieve this makeup look, because we want to look snatched and chiseled and just like we want to look good. I'm not going to say unrecognizable because I still look like myself, but just like a little bit better, you know, and I look a little bit more chiseled, but I still look like me because I'm not trying to get stopped at TSA and be like, this isn't you. That's embarrassing. So I still want it to look like me. Same thing with my driver's license as well. So let's get into the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to your girl. Let's get straight into it. First step, skin prep. So I just washed my face. Now I'm going to add this niacinamide serum from The Ordinary. Every time I wear this serum underneath my makeup, it turns out so good. I feel like it's a good primer. Next up, moisturizer. I'm using the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. I absolutely love this moisturizer because it really hydrates my skin without making it oily. Next up, I'm using the Plump and Juicy Spray by Kosas. Also, like the packaging is so cute. I love this stuff. I feel like it like refreshes my skin. It has vegan collagen peptides, Artemisia flower, I don't know what that is. Proteins plus amino acids, hyaluronic acid. If I don't prep my skin properly, my makeup won't turn out as good and it also won't last as long. So I feel like my skin prep is like a must. So that's the first thing I do. I just let this dry. Next up, brows. Now I just plucked and tweezed them and all of the things because they were looking a little crazy. My eyebrows grow insanely fast. I'm not complaining. I feel blessed that I have that problem. I absolutely love this stuff. This is the Brow Lift from e.l.f. It's just a clear gel. Dip my brush in it and then I just go to town. I brush them up first. Just really try to like get that product in there. I love this stuff and I feel like my eyebrows actually stay up. So if you have thick brows like me, or even if you don't, these are gonna make your brows stay in place. And also e.l.f., they have such like affordable products. I feel like they kill it with the dupes. Like an expensive brand will come out with a product. e.l.f. will go ahead and have that dupe in their like their back pocket ready to come out. Their products are immaculate. I would say a lot of the dupes that I've used from e.l.f. I like better than the higher end product. e.l.f. is just that girl. I don't know what y'all be doing. And also like, I don't know how they know a brand is gonna drop like a certain product, you know? Like, that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, basically I just brush these up. The laminated look looks good, I feel like, with the girlies that have maybe thinner brows. But for me, like, I look scared. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my finger and literally just brush them to the side. Now it looks laminated, okay. But don't worry, we're gonna fix them. This just like locks the product in place, so they're not gonna move anywhere. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and brush them one more time just to kind of slightly undo the lamination because I don't want it too laminated, you know? That's just my preference. This doesn't dry too fast, which I love, because if you mess up or if you do something that you don't really like with your brows, you can just go ahead, brush them back up and then re-carve them out. Boom. But those look pretty good. Next up, we add the real primer. This is the Milk Hydro Grip. This is one of my favorite primers out there. I feel like my makeup actually stays on. And if y'all have oily skin like me, this routine will really help your makeup stay on all day. After that, I go in with the Refi. This is their brow gel. This is in the shade Deep Brown, just to add a little bit of a tint to my brows. I lightly brush through them. I don't like to go too dark. See, there we go. Like, it just adds a little bit of color, not too much, just enough. Now we're getting into the foundation, y'all. So this has been my go-to for a few years now. I feel like every few years I change up my foundation, but it takes a good foundation for me to like turn my head and be like, oh, let me try her. It needs to meet a lot of requirements. It needs to have good coverage. It needs to be somewhat glowy, but also not too dewy to where it's like melting off my face. The House Labs, their Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Y'all, game changer. Whenever I tried this, like, it looks so good. It took me a few tries to figure out what my shade was, but this one looks really good. This is in the shade 330 Medium Cool. So I'm gonna add a couple pumps of that on my face. Then I take the e.l.f. bronzing drops, add this in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna do is just mix it. Look at the application. Ooh! Like, you can't tell me that's not my skin. Like, I love this foundation because it looks like your skin, but better. And also adding the glow drops just adds like an extra bronzy glow to your face. My brush can get a little streaky, so what I like to do is take a beauty blender, spray it with some setting spray. I love the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush, and then I just tap it into my face. We need to be snatched. Now I'm using the Fenty contour. This is in the shade Espresso. Now I have a very round face, and I like to accentuate any parts that I have that like could look chiseled. This will help me like achieve that look, especially for the photo. Like, I'm trying to look snatched, okay? So this is what I like to do. I like to add this like slightly like right at my cheekbone. I'm not like completely under my cheekbone, a little bit above. So what I like to do is just drag it like this, drag it down. This works for my face shape. And then I also go by the chin right here, and then I stop there. Same thing on the other side. Right here, stop there. Now I also like a little eye facelift, brow lift, all the tings. So I'm going to add some there. And we drag it upwards, and then also around my forehead. Then I also like to add a little bit on my nose. I like to tap it in upward motions instead of dragging. I feel like when you drag any type of like cream products, it kind of just like looks streaky and it's not really blending. I feel like when I tap it, it actually blends out the way I want, and it's not like a streak, or it's not like gliding on my face. So yeah, I'm just tapping in upward motions. Now with my jawline, I don't care too much about that, but I just kind of drag it up this way. Sometimes I feel like it can look too harsh right here, so I like to add it by the chin and then kind of go up. The blending is tea. I'm gonna take a tiny brush and just start blending this out a little bit on my nose. Next up, I'm going to be adding some cream blush. This is the CoverGirl. This is their Skin Enhance Blush Balm. I love how this applies. I love how this looks. I love the color. Like, I love everything about it. It's a really good cream blush. And this is in this shade, what shade is this? Sweet Violet. So I just add this onto my hand. Take my blush brush. Also, Hourglass has amazing makeup brushes. I kind of also blend it upwards. I don't like it too inwards on my cheek. I feel like it rounds it out too much. So if you have a round face like me, or even if you just want to look more snatched, I like to add the blush in an upward motion and kind of up towards my eye. I feel like it really lifts my face instead of when you add it in the middle, it kind of just like drags it down. Same thing, I'm just gonna start here and kind of like work my way up. Once I'm like done with the blush, I like to add it on my forehead a little bit, just like wipe off the excess on the brush, and then same on my nose. I also like to add a little bit right here, just to bring a little bit of color on my eyes. Now that I'm done with blush, I'm gonna get it into my concealer. This is the Hourglass concealer. I've been using this for years, y'all. This stuff is so good. The coverage is incredible. This is in shade Dune. And I like to add it underneath what I just did with the contour, just to really like get that chisel. Boom. Then I like to add it slightly under the brows, a little bit on the chin, underneath the eyes. This one I like to drag up. With my nose, I just go in and add it right here. Let me put you on because concealer brushes are a game changer. I don't know, sometimes I feel like my beauty blender eats up the product so the coverage isn't there, but with the brushes, I feel like I can really do what I need to do. And it gets under your eyes so well, especially with the concealer. So this is a concealer brush and this one is from Hourglass. I really like it. Like, do we see that? So effortless. This part right here, I feel like is what really chisels the face for me. Then I go in, get my beauty blender and blend it out. Now I'm gonna set my face really quick with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Now it's time to set. Miss Huda does not miss with any of her products. This is an Easy Bake Setting Powder from Huda Beauty, and this is in shade Banana Bread. Take my puff. I set everywhere that I concealed. So right here, I'm gonna go underneath my eyes. Then I'm gonna make sure I carve out my nose. Same thing, I'm going to carve out the nose side. When I bake, especially around my nose, it definitely helps make it look skinty. After I'm done with that, I kind of just like put the powder everywhere, but just the excess that's on the puff. So now that I'm all caked up, sorry. Okay, now we need to add some color back to the face. So guys, this is my absolute favorite bronzer. Aside from the Kosas bronzer, where'd you go? I'm gonna put you guys on to two of the best bronzers. We have the Kosas. This is the Sun Show in shade Escape. I use this a lot for summertime, but I kind of like to combine the two. My favorite palette of all time is the Hourglass. This is the Ambient palette, Lighting Palette Volume 3. Now I'm gonna take my bronzer brush, just swipe it all across, just get the bronzer on. And then I'm going to add it not underneath, but on top of my cheekbone. So right where I applied the blush. This just adds so much warmth and color to my face. And I look like a bronzy goddess. I also like to add it jawline on my forehead. But to see how much color that added back into my face. I think I'm done baking now, so I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, just get rid of all the excess powder. Going with the Kosas bronzer just a little bit. She's really pigmented, but especially for the summer, this stuff is bomb. For this makeup look, I am not using any eyeshadow, but what I like to do is take my bronzer, add a little bit to eyeshadow brush, and just put it on the outer corner of my eye and just kind of smoke it out. And then what I like to do is drag it out just a little bit to accentuate like the lifted look. Then I'm also going to add a little bit of bronzer onto my nose. Now time for blush. Patrick Ta ate with his blush. This is, what shade is this? She's Flushed. I love this shade. I'm gonna go in with my blush brush, tap it out a little bit, and then again, add it the highest part of my cheekbone and then going upwards. Even if you get a little close to your under eye, that's fine. Do we see? Yup. Guys, this is really just coming together. It looks so good. I got my hands on the One Size Powder Melt setting spray. When I saw this, I've seen so many TikTok videos about this setting spray. Patrick. But y'all, this is supposed to melt your powder. So even though I wiped the powder away, you can see it's still pretty harsh. Shake this out. And even if you haven't wiped away your powder yet, try this setting spray because it's actually really good. So I'm gonna go in. I don't feel like I need too much just because a lot comes out. Again, I'm gonna tap in any product and powder that didn't get blended. Next up, we're gonna do mascara. So I'm curling my lashes with this Revlon lash curler. I really like it. I feel like it just like gets them. Do we see? I curled my lashes before this video, but this one has kind of drooped down a bit, but this one's up. She's up. Before I go in with the mascara, I'm gonna put on my lip stain really quick. This lip stain, I bought it from TikTok shop. I think you can get it on Amazon as well, but it's the Sachu, I don't know how to say that, but it's in shade Mauve. Love this color, and I just outline my lips with it. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm gonna let her dry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to apply some mascara. So in the passport picture, I did use the Maybelline Sky High mascara. Still love that mascara, but Kosas actually came out with a mascara and it's called Soul Gazer, and I tried it out for the first time the other day and I kind of like it better than the Maybelline. And it's funny, I try to be a lashes girl. I just feel like lashes kind of like drag down my eyes and I like to make them look big, and I feel like mascara really accentuates my eye shape well. Sometimes I'll do lash clusters from TikTok Shop and those are nice. I actually do like those, but for some reason the glue, anytime I wash my face, gets into my eyes and it burns really bad. That's just like the first coat. What? Now, guys, I would not lie to you. I really do like this mascara. It's really good. But do we see, like that's after one coat. Also, applying this, there's not a lot of smudging going on. Like sometimes I'll get the black up top and I think I have a little bit over here, but it's not as much as I normally get. Alright, you guys, mascara's done. Let's take off this lip stain so I can finish off with my lips. Y'all, lips is my favorite part. Like I just love a good lip liner. Love a good lipstick. Beautiful color. I really want to try the Huda Beauty lip stains because they look really good. Next up, my two favorite liners. We have the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Lip Cheat in shade Pillow Talk Deep. I'm gonna go in with this is the Makeup Forever lip liner in shade Limitless Brown and just go in again. Next, I'm going in with matching lipstick. This is the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in shade Pillow Talk Deep. The way this glides on, so buttery, and I feel like this lip combo stays on for a long time. I know I already set my face, but I'm gonna set it one last time with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush spray. If you want your makeup to last all day or all night, use the Until Dawn One Size Setting Spray. Now, Patrick, you got it going on with the setting sprays because both of them are phenomenal. Even these paired together are incredible, but that just locks everything in. And this is how I do my passport/ID photo makeup. I feel like this just goes. In the picture, I feel like my makeup doesn't look too much. Like it doesn't look too harsh. It kind of looks like, I mean, it looks like I'm wearing makeup, but it doesn't look like a lot. Like I feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup, but in the picture, it doesn't show up as much. That's why I'm harsh with the powder and the contour and all of that, because it looks bomb on camera and in the picture. Let me know if you guys want me to do any other makeup tutorials or makeup videos or any other videos in general. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Also follow your girl on Instagram. And my Instagram is Malia Alexis _. I will see you guys in the next video.